So today I want to talk about underglazing. So this is a little bit different than working with the overglazes. Underglazes work a little bit more like acrylic paint. So you only need to do one coat with the underglaze for each color. You could blend them together in a palette if you wanted to create another color that we don't have. So if I mixed this cobalt blue and citrus color together, I would end up with some greenish color. So they work a little bit more like acrylics in that way, so that you can mix colors, blend colors. You can get more of a painted effect on your piece. So with these underglazes, so I'm just going to apply a little coat of this blue, cobalt blue. If you're finding that the underglaze is a little bit dry, you can add some water to it, but this one is a pretty good consistency. So just like working with acrylics, you'll need a little bowl of water to rinse your brush. Apply some yellow. And when this fires, unlike the overglazes where the color changes in the kiln, so you have to look at the little chips to see what color your overglaze is going to turn out to. The underglazes are very, very similar to the color that they are when you apply them. So just like acrylic paints, you can just think of them as painting with acrylic paints onto your piece. So if you mix a color in the underglazes, the color that you get when it's fired should be very, very similar to the color that you get when it comes out of the kiln. So here I've mixed this blue and this yellow, and I got sort of a sagey gray-green, and I'm going to apply that just in the middle here to get more of that painted look. Underglazes are also a little bit different in that once they're fired, they don't give you that glossy glass look like the overglazes do. They're very matte finish. So once you've applied your underglazes, you would need to go through and you would need to cover everything with a coat of clear overglaze. So now that I've applied this underglaze, I'm just going to let it dry for a minute, and I'll grab the clear coat and attach. So you can get this kind of gradient effect when you apply your underglazes if you mix two colors together. And that's just something that you can't get using the overglazes. Because when the overglazes are layered, sometimes they do weird things where the undercolor shows predominantly or the overcolor, depending on the two glazes that are mixed. With underglazes, it's a lot more predictable of what's going to happen. So when this is fired, this is going to look very similar to how it looks right now. If I want this to be shiny and glossy, like the effect that I get with the overglazes, I need to add a clear overglaze coat just over top all of my underglazing. And again, just like the overglazes, you want to add 2 even coats of overglaze over top of your underglazing. So I would apply that, let it dry, and then do another clear coat over top of that. And that's how I end up with this shiny, glassy texture that you get from overglazes with my underglazes.